And welcome back to the Northeast Florida Surf Fishing Forecast. This video was shot Thursday afternoon after the rain cleared and the water is still dirty in Jack's Beach. But what the camera doesn't show, there was a clear line just past into the pier. So hopefully we will see that clean water hit the beach on Friday and Saturday, guys. We'll talk about that a little more after this little clip is over with. There's our pier. They're removing debris off the end. One more section and they'll be to the original length of the end so they can start building. Can't wait, guys. This is the water. So the water's still dirty in Jack's Beach as of Thursday afternoon. But it is cleaning up, considering Wednesday it was the grayish brown color. And here comes my dog walking in the background. I'm sure you can hear him, Mr. Tiptoe. But Friday and Saturday, so Friday we have west-northwest winds and they'll be alternating back and forth. You want to say hey? Probably not. He can't talk, so. They're going to be 10 to 20 miles an hour. So we'll have a report tomorrow afternoon. I'll go down to the beach and get a water clarity report so those weekend warriors will know what Saturday has in store. But if that clean water that was just off the beach moves in overnight, that would be great. We got a high tide first thing in the morning, so it's possible early in the morning along the beaches here in Northeast Florida, we might have some decent water. But Thursday afternoon, it was quite nasty. And then on, Saturday? Yes, Saturday. They're calling for northeast to east winds, 5 to 12 miles an hour. So if the next 3 days, if I was gonna fish, Saturday would be today, guys. You got a high tide early in the morning, outgoing all morning long, then you can catch the incoming in the afternoon again. So you got your choice of tides. I sort of like it when the low tide's in the middle of the day so you can get that late incoming in the evening, which I caught a lot of fish on here lately. Same as in the morning, you get high early in the morning, those fish come up in shallow. You find the runouts, and as the tide starts going out, those fish filter into those runouts and you'll start catching them. There are sand fleas in Jack's Beach, but they're nowhere near what they were at this time last year. Last year at this time, I could go down there with my sand flea rake and in 1 or 2 scoops have a couple hundred. They're not that right now. In fact, you either go at night and find them real shallow, ankle deep water, or outgoing tide, you just walk along the beach and you'll see them running down. And remember, always say, look for the sandpipers, because wherever they're feeding, that's where the sand fleas are. Then we move on to Sunday, and here we go again with the south wind. Southeast in the morning, light. So the water should still be pretty decent first thing in the morning. But by the afternoon, they're calling for 15 to 20 mile southeast winds. And so chances are Sunday afternoon and into Monday, we'll have dirty water again. The water temperatures right now, guys, starting down in Flagler, 76, Jack's 75, Fernandina 74. Remember on Tuesday, we talked about temperatures right for kingfish. I got word from Miles that there was a kingfish caught off of Flagler. So that water temperature, guys, one of the most important aspects of surf fishing and along the beach, that water temperature. We have a video on our YouTube page where I went over the different water temperatures and what fish show up when. And that was from years of journals kept from the old Jacksonville Beach Pier. And it's amazing how those water temperatures hold true every year. Whenever a certain water temperature is reached, here comes the drum, here comes the reds, and so forth. Now, what's biting? Well, because the water's been dirty the last few days, there have been plenty of, what did they call it? Trash can slams. Stingrays, sharks, tons of catfish, sand perch, and a few whiting, few pompano. It's been a real struggle. The inlets have been a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. The jetties, I know, the Mayport jetties, they're catching Spanish and pompano off the rocks, a couple of speckled trout as well. If the water will clean up for us here in the Northeast Florida along our beaches, again, the next few days, look for some whiting. Pompano, the pompano are in full gear here. You know, if we get a week of dirty water, we're missing fish that are just constantly heading north. You know, the migration, they follow that water temperature line. As it warms up, they move north. So let's hope we get a couple more weeks out of good pompano bite, but we need that clean water. Nothing we can do to control the weather, guys. But so pompano, whiting, Spanish and blues, using spoons and gotchas. You saw the picture, the black drum are showing up in the surf, guys. Along the inlets, along the rocks, find a good slough. They're hitting crab knuckles, sand fleas, shrimp, and clam, and fish bites, and redfish as well. There have been mullet in the surf the last 2 days. In fact, I should have got a video this afternoon when I was checking out the water. There was a huge school of mullet, but all of them were about 6 inches. You know, you think that's too big to put on a line, and maybe it is, but just be aware, those redfish, they don't care. They're following those mullet down the beach as well as the trout and an occasional flounder along the surf and the sloughs and stuff. Another thing to watch for when you find those big schools of mullet, there's going to be some sharks around, and they will feed into inches deep of water. I've seen them ankle deep quite a few times over the years, and it's a pretty awesome sight. If you got a little dog, you might want to keep them on the leash and out of the water, but other than that, it's pretty cool. If you have your phone, send us a video. We got a few videos last year of people seeing sharks, especially early in the morning or late in the evening when they really start to feed. Weather looks good though the next few days. I didn't see any rain forecast, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't forget, guys and gals, Sunday is Mother's Day. Don't forget. If you're gonna go fish, make sure your mother's coming with you. Or if not, you're bringing some fresh fish home to cook so they know that you were thinking about them, right? A couple of things as well. May 15th of this month, the Florida Surf Anglers Surf Fishing Tournament, which will be held out of the Strike Zone. You got 2 categories, biggest whiting, biggest pompano, and I think there's 5 plate. I could be wrong, but it's 3 to 5 places for each fish. So it used to be largest whiting, largest pompano with like 3 in each, and then aggregate for whiting and pompano. But now it's just whiting and pompano, 2 categories, and they got a kids category as well. And then May 22nd, we've been talking about a date. May 22nd is our next surf fishing seminar. It will be held next to the Jack's Beach Pier again, mainly because in this area, it is really hard to find a spot with a lot of parking. And Jack's Beach, the pier area, has a large parking area. That's why we start at 8. And it'll be from 8 to around 10. They start to charge for parking. After 10, they got a little kiosk you have to pay. We'll be done before then. The last seminar went from about 8 to 9:45. Everybody had plenty of time. So if you're gonna come, let us know in the comments. I'll make a post as well on YouTube. All those on Facebook already know. We've posted up an event. The sinker guy Chip will be there as well. We're gonna tag team y'all and help y'all catch a lot more fish from the surf. I've had a few people ask, how much does it cost? Absolutely nothing, 0. All we want you to do is show up and turn your ears on, and we'll try to help you out, and definitely bring any questions you have. We'll try to answer them to the best of our capabilities. Between me and Chip, my goodness, you're talking probably 50 years of surf fishing knowledge, 50 or 60 years, and a lot of fish in the cooler, and we'll do what we can. We've had a lot of compliments from the last 2 seminars. It's the best feeling to know that you can help somebody out. You know, I was, as a youngster running around on the old pier, I was taught by a lot of the old timers. Well, now I'm the old timer. And I just learned from them, watching them. One thing I always learned, and guys, this goes for everyone. When you're fishing where there's a lot of people, always look for that one person who's always catching. You don't have to necessarily ask them what they're doing different, but be observant, see what kind of rig they're using, hooks, bait. As a kid, I always did that because they would get tired of me bugging and asking questions. So if I saw someone catching a lot of sheephead, I would stand, a couple feet away, and I would just have my sunglasses on and watch. And I learned a lot like that. And next thing you know, I was right next to them catching them as well. So that's about all I got. Saturday looks good. Sunday morning looks good. Hopefully Friday will be good as well, guys. But There's still a lot of fish to be caught. Crescent Beach, anyone in that area, you're the hot spot. Lots of pompano and quite a few whiting. So that means for this area, Northeast Florida, Jacks Beach, Atlantic Beach, Little Talbot, Huguenot, that means if they're still thick and crescent, they still got to come through here. So have your rigs ready. Clam, sand fleas, fish bites, shrimp. Remember, I always say, I don't ever go fishing with just one bait. You never know what those fish are going to be eating, so it's best to have a variety. And with pompano, you put a few different baits on and you find out what they're hitting, and then switch all the hooks over to that same bait. Same with the beads and the floats. I'll bring 4 rods, and each rod will have a different set of beads or floats. And some days they only want a certain bead. You know, there's days where they'll hit everything. It doesn't matter what you throw in the water, but that's not the case most of the time. So once you find out what color bead they're hitting, remember, switch those rigs over to that. Makes a huge difference. It makes a difference between going home with 1 fish and going home with 6 fish and being able to share food with everyone. That's all I got to say. I got to stop doing these so late at night, but it keeps me up all night thinking about fishing. So hope I'm not the only one with that issue, the fishing addiction, guys. We will have a video up Friday afternoon of the water, so you know what to do on Saturday morning. Don't forget, May 22nd, the next surf fishing seminar. We'll keep pounding it on these videos until it's time. Y'all guys have a great weekend.